Today in the news, a big headline is Jeffrey Epstein, his files, his list, and how they're nowhere to be found. This is not the first case of lists disappearing, cards disappearing, and nobody knowing where they went. On August 8th of 1973, a 17-year-old boy by the name of Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. shot to death a violent pedophile by the name of Dean Corll. This started off a chain of events that took place across our country concerning pedophile rings. Dean Corll had threatened Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. with the thought of being killed, maimed, his family being hurt, and everything else if he did not participate in the crimes that Dean was wanting him to participate in. For a 17-year-old boy, this really had him thinking and hit pretty hard because he didn't know any better. So he tried to tell people 3 times and no one would listen to him. It turned out that Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. had the right, a big giant right, to be afraid of the syndicate and the pedophile rings that ran across the country that Dean Corll talked about. On August 16th of 1973, not a week after Wayne Henley killed Dean Corll, John David Norman was busted in a Houston pedophile ring. John David Norman will play heavily into our story in future episodes. But instead of being jailed for pedophilia and those type of activities, John David Norman was given a slap on the wrist and he went away. Dallas County let him out on a $5,000 bond. So they were saying that there was no connection to the big ring that was going on with Dean Corll. But they said that David Brooks said there was no connection anywhere, but when Elmer Wayne Henley was brought up, they were not talked about it, but they made mention of Epic International in the Odyssey Foundation, which were under John David Norman's hold. On 5/16 of 77, John David Norman was once again busted. This time, all his note cards, all his information about clients were sent to the State Department and destroyed by the immigration part of that because they had nothing to do with immigration. So all the information was mysteriously lost. There's a man by the name of Guy Strait who was also busted in Texas at the same time or around the time that Dean Corll was murdered by Wayne Henley. In an article dated September 3rd, 1973, male prostitution ring investigated, Guy Strait was busted with cards as well. His cards were given to the Dallas police. They were given to a lot of different people, but those cards once again disappeared. In a memo dated 1973 from the FBI, the cards are listed that they were sent to numerous organizations within the FBI domain in numerous cities. There's a list of alphabeticalized and by city. These cards and sheets were sent across the country. In trying to locate those cards, I had sent a FOIA request in along with the memo shown above that says that the cards do exist. They should have been attached to that memo, but of course they were not. So in response to my FOIA request, I get told that the cards were destroyed according to their own protocols in the FBI, and since it concerns a third party, they cannot confirm or deny the existence of said cards. Ask yourself, how did I get the memo referring to these cards if everything was to be destroyed? What are people trying to hide? For more on Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. and his life, a fantastic series is coming out on Investigation ID and HBO Max on August 17th called The Serial Killer's Apprentice. Everyone should check that out for more information into Wayne and the crimes. And coming soon to a Saturday near you, our podcast will be premiering a full episode. Our podcast is called I Know the Pieces Fit, and we hope to see you there.